What's up? How you doing? Welcome. I am excited to have you here for something brand new, fresh off the presses, that I want to introduce you to, called a moment in time. I know y'all like, come on now. We got a moment in clarity. Now we got a moment in time. What you doing? Here's what I want to be able to do is that you all have been super encouraging. And what I've been told or encouraged to do is, hey, make it a little bit more personal. Let people know why you speak with such conviction. And so a moment in time is going to be my reflection with personal stories on where I came from with that moment of clarity. So we kind of going to go back through some of the list of things that I've talked about, give you some personal stories. I'm going to let you in my business. Now I need y'all to be gentle, but all right. So here's what I want us to be able to do. The very first moment of clarity that I ever dropped was called change. Remember that? You know, when I want to talk about change, you got to be intentional. Change is hard, and change has to have a consistent process of improvement. You remember all that? And you know, I'm speaking in that thing. And some of y'all thought I was preaching and everything else. But when I go back and look at that video, I laugh, but I also will tell you where I got that conviction from. So let's take a second and let's go back and watch a clip from that particular moment of clarity. Change has to have a consistent and constant process of improvement. Because if you think that just waking up and saying, I'm dedicated to change and I'm going to do it this way, and you're not checking your progress along the way, you will be sadly mistaken. Whew, man, that thing is tough to actually look at a little bit. But again, you don't have to be perfect to get started, but you got to get started to get to a level of perfection. So here's where I want to give you. I'm going to give you two stories. First story on where I got that conviction, you know, kind of that almost a little bit mean, you know, I don't even think I smiled in that one. On that moment of clarity was one. It was about 2011. My brother had this bright idea. My wife thinks he like sucked me into getting in shape, but he had this bright idea of some workout plan that he wanted to do, and he wanted to guinea pig it on me. Now he sets me up and he's like, look, man, now listen, it ain't gonna be the working out because you done played in college, you know how to do that. It's going to be the eating. Well, let me tell you, that man was right, because the workouts were tough, and trust me, they were brutal, because my brother, if you know him, he will put you through a workout that make you question your relationship. But the one thing about it was the discipline of the eating. Yeah, that's why you see me pausing like that, because man, I had to give up everything. I wasn't eating any meat. I was just it was like for like 60 days, it was a modified version of like the Daniel fast. And then this dude had me working out 6 days a week, hard 30 minutes. And I'm gonna promise you, I was cussing him out probably from day 1 to day 60. Yes, I was cussing. All the Bible I know, all the Jesus I know, all the professionalism I got, I was cussing my brother out in my head, because I'm like, what in the world do you have me doing? Now we use something else, but this is PG-13. But anyway, but what happened about, I was willing to get in shape. So then I had to go through a hard process of getting in shape. So it was eating as well as diet. And guess what? You had to, and I also say you have to, that clip said you have to have a constant and consistent process of improvement. Oh, so I got to check in with him. Hey man, so how you doing? Man, how you eating? How much you down? And I got to be accountable to all this foolishness he got me doing, because I'm going through what? A change. So when I'm telling you that change is hard, it's going to be, you got to be intentional, and you got to have a consistent process of improvement. Guess what? I had to live through it. Second thing I want to go to, I want to actually go through the video. The clip that you just saw. And as you look at that clip versus watching me right now, you can already tell I've already gone through a consistent process of improvement. Like you look at that first video, I got black boxes on the sides where I didn't necessarily have my camera right. Then you got it where you can see everything in my background. So I tried to get my Polaroid kind of stuff right. And, you know, then I mean, it was weird. I didn't necessarily feel like I was comfortable. I mean, there was so many things there that as I put out each video, I got better. So again, when I tell you guys all the time, we are in this together, and the only way we get better is together. I'm saying that because I'm personally living through it. So you talk about the program that my brother put me on. I think I lost 35 or 40 pounds on that program, but I promise you, I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not been intentional, knowing mentally it was going to be hard, and going through a constant process of improvement. And then, as we're here right now, as I'm introducing something else, and I'm going to tell you, when I started A Moment of Clarity, I would have never, listen to me, ever thought about introducing another segment into this process. But guess what? As you all have been very encouraging and telling me, in one-off conversations, it keeps getting better. It looks more clean. It looks more polished. It looks more professional. Hey, I'm doing what I can. I'm learning here on the fly. And that's what it is about change. I have an aspiration to be one of the best to ever do this, to be one of the best communicators ever. But the only way you're going to do it, you got to get started. So you're going to see me do some fumbling. We're going to see some things that's going to be a little goofy, but I want to be intentional in what I'm doing. I want to be in a constant process of improvement, and I know that it's going to be hard. And as we're going through change, I'll leave you with this until our next time is I want you to think about this, that just because you're getting better doesn't mean that you weren't always good. And until the next time,